All right, everyone, you know what time it is. Time for some more Southeast Asian Dota Starladder Season 11 starting up these days. Already we've seen Rave play twice. Their third game coming in here, and what is a long day of games. We've got this and then one more after it. Can already see some of the draft underway, but before we get too far, I'm Helium, and with me is Blaze.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. Rave obviously performing quite well in their past two matches. I think better each time. So we'll see if game three is the charm for just being able to really run over their opponents rather than struggling towards the late game. But last one, I think they felt confident. Every minute that passed by, they were better and better with their draft. And that's how Rave like to play. They like to put Jo on a good core hero. In this case, they were able to get Chrissy on one as well. And they're able to really take it late. And it looks like it is going to be an extended game because Can't Say Whips wants to play that style too. Batrider is really good for picking people off in the late game, just pulling you out of position, completely obliterating you in the duration of the Flaming Lasso. And then Earthshaker is good for turtling it out. So they might go late game as well. And if they do, they obviously have the really good supporting cast to make it happen. But I want to talk about these bands a little bit. Naga, Ogre, Death Prophet, and Spectre. Only one of these bands I would consider is a standard, the Naga Siren. The other ones are, generally speaking, heroes that you can let through to phase one, and you have to draft around. You have to draft to deal with the Death Prophet with nuke damage. You have to draft against the Spectre with really suppression fire. But we see all four of those bands come out, as well as the resurgence of Rave's Ember Faceless Void opener.
Yeah, they're going to go for it again. Ember, Faceless Void. So you would think Can't Say Whips, they were probably chilling. They're probably watching that last game maybe a little bit, at least a one person on the roster. You would think, like, what's this team we're about to play? What are they doing in this current game? And they will let them both through. So I saw some people spamming it in the Twitch chat, but, I mean, Twitch chat gonna spam. Everyone saying Musica can totally stop that. And, well, maybe he can. They'll let the Ember Spirit and the Faceless Void through. Probably going to go offlane. Ember Spirit maybe going to go safe. We'll see what Rave wants to pick up and throw in their middle lane. It was Rior on the puck last time. We'll see if Can't Say Whips respects that lineup that they had and if they will ban out that puck or, well, maybe they just weren't watching.
Well, it's possible, but all the same, I don't know if it's really that to be that weird. I was talking to you a little bit about it, but I feel that picking up Ember Spirit and Void in different phases, like a Ember Spirit in the third or a second or third phase, like it's kind of unpredictable. You draft a little bit against the hero and a little bit not, and you kind of have a more all-around draft. And where Void Ember, they force you to go a very specific set of picks against them. They need like blink reliance so that they don't get hit by the chronosphere all the time, and they need the ability to hard lockdown heroes like Ember Spirit. That was something that in both factors were lacking for their opponent's last game. So the fact that they've got Batrider and Earthshaker, who both have the blinks very early on, and the fact they had the control, I think they're already off to a good start. So even if they didn't ban it out, I think they already have a level of preparedness. And the fact that Rave open up with it once again, I think the next three picks can really be put out very well with that in mind. We've seen some great Earthshaker play out of Can't Say Whips in the past. None of their like crazy secret pocket strats with the Wisp here, but even still, the Earthshaker is going to be doing some work, and we'll have to see where they take the draft from there.
Yeah, I do like the fact that Can't Say Whips has the lasso, has the potential to actually lock down an Ember Spirit and kill him. However, Faceless Void can still jump in, can maybe disrupt that little Ember Spirit killing fest with the Chronosphere and just turn it around. I mean, both the heroes, they are melee. I half think of Ember Spirit as a melee hero just because he always is kind of zipping around at range, in and out, and with that sleight of fist can be hard to really lock him down. But, I mean, Chrono can mess him up if he's caught in it, so they will have to watch out for that. Looking at the bans, though, we've seen some Lich played. Lich going to get banned out. We've seen a fantastic, one of the best performances on a Skywrath I've seen in a long time by Ling over on G-Guard. So that Skywrath will be banned out. That Silence definitely going to hurt both the Ember and the Faceless Void, as it's Razor and Queen of Pain, so potential strong mid-lane heroes. That's what Can't Say Whips is going to ban out. You got any ideas for the mid they might want looking at those bans, or?
Another puck would be good, I think, in that situation. I mean, what they're banning out right now is magical nuke damage that can go with Chrono very well, but also heroes that can stand alone on their mid with or without a lot of support. Like Razor and Quinnipian, they don't need their supports to counter roam and roam for them constantly to win a lane. They'll win a lane through their skill alone. And on high ping, in particular for Can't Say Whips, that should be to the advantage of Rave's mid player. But if they get that banned out, they have to go for something like a puck, something that can still self-sustain, but can also contribute damage to team fights early. So the Queen of Pain and Razor, I think, are smart bans because they're not too farm dependent. Like they can benefit from farm, but they don't have to have it. But I still think the puck is the better pickup in the end. I think if Vengeful Spirit comes out now for Rave, and they also go with the puck for a pick after that, they've got a really good draft on their hands because they can break lasso, they can take this mid to late, and they've got a lot of control to work around. So we'll see what they end up going with, something reminiscent of last draft or maybe something very different. But I think that they have a lot of potential of building from what they've already picked up.
I can't even believe I'm saying this, but I do not like the Jakiro pick. I mean, we already saw an Earthshaker and a Jakiro's inability to shut down an Ember Spirit. Like, I like the Earthshaker and the Jakiro shutting down the Faceless Void, shutting down his
There it
Chronos,
is.
but now we see the Vengeful Spirit come out. What you just talked about, you have no hope for a lasso right now. And let's, like, imagine Rave. Sure, you're really stacking up on the melee cores, but imagine they pick a Legion right now, too. Just, like, no hope for a lasso at any point in this game. Like, Batrider's going to have a really, really tough time right now, and I don't know if Earthshaker and Jakiro can lock down the Ember. If Ember just farms, gets another Battle Fury before 20 minutes, like, maybe Can't Say Whips puts up a fight, but I don't see them winning the game.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what
Two more picks, though.
I think CSW have to transition into push here. I think they have to go tempo heroes. I think they have to go something that doesn't take late game because they felt confident in their Batrider being able to bring down one of the two cores in the late game, just say lasso pick off, and that's how we'll win the game. But Venge, as you're kind of indicating, negates that. It's not guaranteed, but if she's close enough, and if she's above level 11 in particular, it's going to be very, very difficult. And oftentimes you just have to lasso the Venge instead. Otherwise, you're always going to get broken. As far as follow through picks for Rave, I would really like an Elder Titan here if they have a supportive player like Cast. If he's
I can
experienced on
get
the
behind that.
ET, I think it would be really strong because you get the combo of Vengeful Spirit, Elder Titan, which we've seen so many times work for teams like Team Secret. It's really good for turtling, bringing the game later, and obviously he can contribute during the Chronosphere with a number of abilities. So I think a support ET would be absolutely insane here. But again, it's about experience. If Rave haven't picked that, it would be a huge mistake to throw it their way. But
Then they
Cass
should have
knows what
subbed
he's
me in
capable of.
because I'm so down.
But Cass is the captain, right? He's drafting, so if he knows he can play it, he'll pick it, and if he can't, then he'll go an alternative.
Yeah. So Troll Warlord. I personally really like the hero. I think you touched on tempo and pushing towers. Troll Warlord
Mhm.
gets level 6, and they can definitely do that, but I don't see Troll doing anything else. Like, if they can't push, like, Troll's not out carrying Void, he's not out carrying Ember Spirit.
Yeah. This isn't
I don't know.
this isn't a out carry game anymore.
Yeah, I
This
mean, it's
is
definitely not. And now they go for the Zeus. Like, Troll is a squishy hero. If they're thinking of putting this Troll Warlord middle, Zeus is here to just shut that down completely.
yeah, a lot of magic damage, a lot of good nukes coming out. So yeah, I think that if Can't Say Whips win the lanes, they can take a couple towers by 15 minutes, and they get based on Batrider's Blink Dagger timing, get a pickoff or two on Ember or Void. They definitely have a win condition here. Like with a Troll pick, they actually have a good shot at it. Liquid Fire, the Battle Trance, some nice synergy as far as bringing down towers without any problems. But I like that Rave have some answers. I mean, Zeus, generally speaking, should be afraid to go out on a lane and arc lightning down the creeps. But here, what is going to stop him? If he gets lassoed, he gets swapped out. Vengeful Spirit will always be behind him in that situation. And the Earthshaker Fisher, Ice Path, like, you can see it coming. You can dodge it, or you can just shrug off the stun and keep going. I really feel that Zeus is actually a pretty secure pick where he normally wouldn't be. And if they're putting their cooldowns into him, that's hashtag space creation for Ember and Void. They're able to fight on all cylinders, win the classes on cooldown, and can't say whips. They need something more. I don't know. I would feel better about like a core shaker plus an enigma here. Like I'm not. I don't know. It's a hard game, but I guess they just need another push oriented core. What do you think?
Venomancer.
Yeah. Not
Maybe.
okay. I
That's
like
way
Musica
better.
isn't great DK. Musica Dragonite is actually one of his best heroes, and being able to push that quickly with the corrosive breath, with the what we've already mentioned, like this is actually really powerful. I just because Rave their combo their strat worked well last game and they're drafting really well this game, it does not cinch them the win here. Can't say Whips have a lot of potential to just run them over in the first 20 to 25 minutes.
Yeah, I really like the Dragonite pickup. I mean, honestly, kind of forgetting that hero exists. Have not seen it, I feel like,
Yeah.
in a while. But, I mean, going Dragon form with Troll Warlord, that's a lot. But that's like if they don't get disrupted in their push. Like, let's say they push once and they get wrecked, even if it's pretty early, you're going to lose a lot of steam and a lot of momentum, and they really can't afford to do it. They can afford a little bit more now that they have a Dragonite. He can go later, but one problem I do see is Dragonite is strength, and Zeus can get through that. You know, that tanky hero that's usually so resistant to physical damage and just has a lot of HP. Well, I don't feel too bad because Venomancer was picked, but Zeus with the static field, the HP by percentage reduction onto the Dragonite, like Zeus can deal with that hero, especially starting in a core role. We've seen Rior play the Zeus very well, and Cast will support on the Venomancer.
Plague Wards are really good against push here. That's the only reason I'm okay with the Venomancer support pick. Generally speaking, I think Venomancer is a horrible support since his rework because he needs so much more golden experience to be beneficial to the team. The Gale doesn't do damage until you rank it up. But here, if he's able to get enough points of Plague Wards early and can start defending tier 2s by just greeting them with 5 or 6 Plague Wards every time they try to push, if he's predictive in their movements, he can stop the siege, and I think that's going to be extremely beneficial to them. Other than that, it's about Rave playing smart here. I still think Can't Say Whips actually outdrafted them because when you consider the fact that DK can now go for the initiating Dragon Tail stun, either he picks up a Blink, a Shadow Blade, or just uses his ultimate to get it off. This is something that you don't want to commit a Nether swap to. You get stunned in the Dragon Tail. If you swap, you're just going to get Blink lassoed. So you want to save the swap for the lasso and the lasso only, but this is a really hard stun that will actually enable opportunities to kill off squishy heroes like the Ember Spirit, like the Zeus. And I feel if there is some momentum behind CSW, and as there should be because of the push, I actually think that they have a better chance of taking this one away.
Yeah, I mean, Zeus with the farming role can maybe itemize towards a earlier Force Staff. I mean, that could help mitigate that Dragon Tail, at least force your ally away, and then
Sure.
you won't be using the swap. So it kind of depends on how Rave does and if they itemize correctly. But let's take a look at the teams here over on the Radiant. We've got Can't Say Whips, the mostly Australians. It's Godot, but I was told it's actually not like the play. It's just Godot. So
Yeah, I've heard it both ways.
yeah, I don't know. I prefer waiting for Godot, but I guess that's incorrect, so whatever. We've got Risk on the Jakiro. We've got Stop Moving, so I can read your name. K... I'm just going to call him... Can I just call him Phoenix?
It is K Phoenix.
Oh, okay, there you go. K Phoenix, without the X. The X is silent and also invisible.
He's pluralized himself.
Oh, okay, good point. Musica there on the middle lane on the Dragon Knight, and did we get everybody? I think that's everybody. Yep.
You got 2D on the Batrider, right?
No, I didn't. That's what I forgot. 2D on the Batrider.
Man, 2D is
2D
so
and the
pro
Blowfish.
too. You can't forget this guy. This guy is a damn good player. I've seen him stand in a lot. I've seen him just help out teams in general, and he is actually one of the more underrated players in the SEA scene. So I like that he's been able to pick up a formal roster with CSW here. Anyways, looking over at their opponents in the dire corner, it's gonna be Rave. We've got the support Venomancer played by Cast. He's gonna be supporting alongside Ninja Boogie's Vengeful Spirit to make sure that Jo, the Ember Spirit, can get his early farm. In the mid lane, it is going to be Zeus. Rior is going to be rushing out that bottle. Actually, already has it on the courier, but he's up against Musica's Magic Stick, so I don't think he wins this lane. He just gets a decent enough farm to get level 6 and some decent CS, since it's hard for DK to deny Arc Lightning. Anyways, bottom lane, it is your offlane Faceless Void. Chrissy, once again, getting zoned out to an extent by the Jakiro, but not sufficiently. He's still going to get a poor man shield early here, and I don't think they kill him very frequently.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm in love with the idea to put the Earth Shaker up top along with the Batrider, because if Faceless Void gets on... The earlier Faceless Void gets online, or even just gets level 6, is the point where it gets harder to push because Chronosphere is available.
The only
But
way
at the
that
same
he
time,
contributes to a kill though is if he's stacking and pulling. Like he's
yeah.
actually not going to be able to kill the void. Nobody is.
Yeah, I guess you try to zone him out, but then again, if your objective is to push in the early game, you can't really push without giving people experience, unless you really, really threaten to kill them. But I don't think that's going to be possible with just these 3 heroes. So Chrissy will probably be getting pretty decent levels. Troll, though, farming nicely. K Phoenix, 9 and 5. The Dragonite in the middle lane. I should probably stop sorting by team. I forget. It's so weird how that setting persists, but... Musica picking up that double damage, doing well in the middle lane, 8 and 1. But like you said, you can't really deny the Zeus Arc Lightning at 85 damage. It's pretty nuts. So he'll be farming very, very well, and well, we'll be level 6 momentarily. He's about to be level 4 in only 2 minutes.
Yeah, so I mean, a really well coordinated gank could make it so that they get the combo Dragon Tail into mini stunts, maybe a Fisher out when he's in the river, but you're going to see that coming. They have good wards up right now. You can't smoke 2 heroes from opposite sides of the map, so I really feel like this Zeus is given the free level 6, and that's going to give some real kill potential when the fights start breaking out. We see a pull coming through from Cast and Ninja Boogie, not going to be directly contested, just leeching the jungle experience, which is minimal from these easy camp creeps. And yeah, I really don't feel like they're profiting too much from this laning phase unless they start getting the push on. 2 points in Liquid Fire, hits on the tower. They're burning Chrissy down gradually, but he's still got a lot of regen in his inventory.
Yeah, it looks like... I always feel good when I'm Jakiro and I'm pushing and I, like, hit a creep and it hits the tower and it hits the hero. You're like, yes, that was efficient.
Avoid.
And it didn't cost any mana. But Chrissy in a little bit more trouble. That'll be an early point in Dual Breath to go out and just be annoying. So Risk doing a good job of zoning out that Void as they try to push. But still that 15-second cooldown here on Liquid Fire. Push isn't that quick. Couple more levels on the Jakiro, level 5, and then eventually level 7, and it's just it's an all-you-can-push buffet, pretty much, once you're Jakiro at level 7.
Yep, so DK's taking a few hits here, but he's got the Magic Stick, the bottle, and now the boots, so he's going to be fine to pick up the 4-minute rune and have no trouble sustaining against the Zeus, which is a tall order for many heroes, but even that big nuke of 275 plus static field isn't going to be enough to force him entirely away. Bottom lane, they bring down the tier 1 tower. Chrissy leeching a lot of experience from the lane, but will be forced back once again from the troll and the Jakiro. But what does Risk do from here? He obviously buys his boots. They've got a Basilius up on the troll. Do they just go for the tier 1 mid?
I feel like you have to. I mean, if it's not the tier 1 mid, maybe you go for just that tier 2 bottom and just keep pushing down there. But then you're getting pretty far into enemy territory, so the tier 2s can be pretty risky at this point. Cast, if he rotates, he doesn't really provide much. He doesn't even have Plague Wards yet to stop the push, so... Yeah, I guess you push and just put more pressure on Rior in the middle lane, try to slow him down. We actually do see rotation over NB. I think Rior just trying to give him that electroshock therapy, get him a little relaxed, and then NB is going to go in for that stun. Can they get it, though? Rior is out of mana. He needs that bottle to come back. I can only assume it's either... Okay, it's actually the energy booster, but moving slow because of the courier carrying that empty bottle. So they miss their window there. NB goes up and I guess looks to put a stack in.
Yeah, they took the magic stick charges. That's the big thing. If Musica doesn't have an 8 or 9 stick magic charge because of the 2-spell opener, then he definitely would have been in fatal range. But because they see how much he'd get out of that quick stick, yeah, that was not a kill that could happen with the heroes.
NB actually could have maybe been looking for the courier too, now that it comes out, but it is upgraded.
So end of the day, we are just going to see another Bottle Crow come through, both mid sustaining pretty well just by getting the Milkman to make their deliveries, getting their regeneration.
Dude, how's there no Milkman courier?
I don't know. I do not know.
Oh, no one heard that. Milkman courier by Helium and Blaze. Coming soon.
I don't know if that's a thing. Like, I mean, it's a pretty like vintage idea, I guess. Like, that's like from 2 decades ago.
People even get it. Like, what is this? I've never had milk delivered. Not that I have either, but...
No, yeah, exactly. Who has?
At least I still know about it.
Maybe Nahas.
Nah, oh, that's right. Nahas has definitely had milk delivered.
Facebook's coming out for K Phoenix, allowing him to escape the smoke gank. They try to catch him. They do not, and this is a great time for K Phoenix to rotate. He's closing in on level 6 pretty soon, got some good solo experience, 1v1 against the Void, who has the Chronosphere and 2 allies, but he's just too low, not really finding the opening. He gets the Tango. Looks like he'll stick to it. But you were talking about magical nuke damage. Do you think those three heroes have enough to bring down the troll in the Chrono?
Let me look at Veno. No. If Venomous Gale was maybe 2 points, then yeah.
And that's the thing I hate about Venomancer is his base damage got nerfed and his Gale damage got nerfed. So essentially he does nothing at the lower levels when it comes to damage. Good disable, good turtle with the Plague Wards once he gets a couple points in those. But as far as actual like offensive finding a kill, like that's everybody else. That's everybody else benefiting from the Gale. That's not you doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said a little bit earlier, like the hero's more dependent on experience now. So if you do find a second point of Venomous Gale, it's way better than it was at a second point in Venomous Gale. It's just you lose that early potential, and I don't know. Generally, you can combo it up with some more damage or just some right click, because that slow is freaking ridiculous. I mean, it's 15 seconds. Sure, it gets worse over that 15 seconds, but or does it go the other way and get better? I don't even honestly remember.
But yeah, I don't know. This is just no matter the case. It's as it stands. He's going to be doing his job if he gets to level 5 and start plague warding out on bottom lane or top lane. 2D is walking away, making sure that he's not open to a sleight of fist steering chains. In the end, that's not skilled, so it's not an issue. But Flame Guard will still bring
Look
down
at his CS. Holy.
Yeah. I mean, the Battle has gotten quite a bit too. 32 is not too shabby for the offlaner, but the Ember Spirit is just far ahead of the curve because, like, the Trolls lane has actually been contested, and the Embers has essentially not.
I wonder if he's cleared out any stacks or if that's just all lane creep. 60 and 8 minutes seems pretty damn high. Cast dropping down those Plague Wards now. He's got that 1-1-1 build going up on that Venomancer, and it's definitely going to start to help with the push. Of course, Poison Sting is going to be annoying, and Jo continuing to farm up those creeps. 62 and 14 at 8 minutes as they try to get that second blood on towers, because there has been no first blood yet. We're approaching 9 minutes. It's just that one tower, 2 have fallen. And be thinking about going in. Doesn't want to run through the fire. Looking for the Fisher. Oh, he doesn't get the block. It's on the wrong side, but the lasso. Can they pull him back over? No, the searing chains are going to hold him there. And NB will survive. Godot going to continue to chase NB. Going to start the TP right now, and he will not get out of there. There's the first blood and the first blood double kill as K Phoenix rotates off the bottom lane. Phase boots in quickly. Another 1,000 gold in the bank, but that's Rave's early push shut down, and that's exactly what Kansai Whips needed. I honestly feel like they need to stay in this lane until this tower dies.
Yeah. The big thing here is Magic Stick is still saving this Battle Rider's life. Like, he had a 10-stick charge there, and he would have died to Vengeful Spirit, giving up the first blood, but he just, they get the quick heal. They get the quick sustain, and they can kind of take a lot of hits here. If you actually look at it, I know this is something that you always see because, you know, Magic Stick is a really good item, but they've already got 4 up here. Only the Jakiro exposed, but Godot will be taking some hits here. Jo will pursue.
Mana! He's 8 mana short of the Chrono! Reor's here, though. I think K Phoenix will be dropping to this one. Another Arc Lightning will do at that range. Ridiculous. Cast summon.
Really? Easy last
25 damage strike from the Venomous Gale. Easy kill steals.
But in the mid lane, since they did kind of abandon it, Musica was able to push down pretty hard with his Elder Dragon form. Already exhausted over a third of the duration, but he got a lot of damage via that corrosive.
There's a Battle Trance as well that went out probably at the same time he was pushing, so it definitely helped him out. And up top, they got that tower to about the same, 276 and 286. So tier 1's all about to fall for Rave, as they're still trying to work on getting their own. And TPing in, it's going to be into, well, I guess it's a friendly ice path, but...
Where's the Chrono? Could be big. They have Thunder God's Wrath and Chronosphere here. A lot of potential turnaround, but looks like they're purely on the defensive. So he will go ahead, not even look to activate the Fire Remnant. Might go for a TP play if he wants to come in with full mana and HP. But again, Kansai Whips are not forcing anything right now. Like, they've gotten 2 support kills. They've gotten some gold, but they haven't actually brought anything down. They haven't really disrupted Faceless Void's early farm. He's going to have Tread's Mask of Madness at about the same time we saw it last time around, and they're actually going to go for a Chronosphere play on mid. There is, meanwhile, an Invis play coming out onto Rior. He's going to go down, but at what cost?
All right, Chris is going to jump in, get the Bat Rider. We're going to have to turn to Musica, the tankier of the targets, though. Jo still there with the Flame Guard, and it's no problem. Jo gets the double kill. They trade out the Zeus, and they're going to trade out their tier 1 tower. I mean, the push here is relentless from Kansai Whips, and it's very very quick, too, with the Battle Trance and the Liquid Fire. So, some kills, giving up a tower. They'd love to take a tower of their own, but honestly, the Venomancer at, what is this, level 4? Just not quite doing it for them yet. Jo not right-clicking for a lot. Faceless Void still not right-clicking for a lot. Their push comes definitely more on the back of item pickups.
So here's a huge thing here. Check out Jakiro. He's got 3 Observer wards. They just broke the tier 1 tower on the top lane. What he does with these 3 wards will decide the game. If he can get these wards out, they can suppress the enemy jungle and take towers off of pickoffs. They win. But as it stands, if he just kind of puts them in weird locations, there's still Rave farming away, and they don't find picks with that vision that it provides, then they will not be able to keep up the tempo they need, and Rave will eventually come back. These wards are absolutely critical to them keeping the pressure up.
I say here, or like maybe
exactly.
maybe
Something
just
on
on here, or
anything
even go
that
for
stays
the
up in the east
classic.
that doesn't get dewarded.
And then definitely just throw this bad boy. That is the freaking best ward ever. That's a game-winning ward. But we'll see what they decide to do. So far, stockpiling those wards. Got 2 more left to throw out. Already a little aggressive, shutting off the west side of the Dire jungle. Musica back to farming in the middle lane. We're at 12 minutes. So I'm going to switch over to net worth. But Musica 65, 66 and 6, 65 and 15 for the Troll. Batrider and Zeus also farming well in the 50s. Lots of farm on all the cores. Like, it was a slow game until very recently we had these 7 kills.
Here we
Ember
go.
Spirit, though, 75.
Be bad, though.
Oh, man. Tootie can't even... I mean, they don't even need the swap on that one. It's just a lightning bolt to shut it down. Batrider drops very, very quickly. Jo going in for more. Godot does have his ultimate, the Echo Slam. Jo taking a lot of damage. There's a swap. Can he take the Remnant heat? Oh, but he runs into some more fire on the way out. How is that even still burning over there? It's always been burning.
Chrissy?
All right, Chrissy going to go back in. He will dodge that quickly. Tower's actually stopped. Yeah, there's the strike damage and the slow coming out from that Gale. That'll be enough to bring down the Dragon Knight, who actually gets the kill there. It's the Vengeful Spirit, and Dragon Knight gets the kill on the Vengeful Spirit in return. So 6-5, Rave with that 1 kill advantage. Cast doing what he can, dropping those Plague Wards on the tower. Here comes Troll Warlord, though. K-Phoenix, Chrissy going to quickly time walk out, and some slow fingers. The W still goes off there. The whirling axes.
That last play is all about vision there. It's nighttime. They didn't see anything but the Venomancer there, and they went for it. It could have been a good play, but instead they didn't know there were 2 lurking right above. The Searing Chains locks them in place. The Lightning Bolt shuts them down. And at this point, it's just so difficult to feel confident holding these positions. Rio's going to look to do some dewarding on this cliff, so it's good that he didn't place one of his precious wards there. Instead, there's just one here in the mid lane, and we'll see what that vision that provides. If they had that a minute ago, I'd say it was great. But as it is, it's already cost them a life not having that ward available.
Yeah, I mean, I think the better place for the ward would have been like right here, like we already talked about. They all rotated through this area to come back towards middle. And also, Batrider, he did end up killing Ember, but I don't think they could have ever thought it would happen that way.
Yeah.
That was really unfortunate for Jo as he just walked. He probably thought it was like his own little area of effect fire. I don't know. Clearly, he wasn't a raider in World of Warcraft because he would have known better than to have run back through the fire. I feel like that reference is applicable since the new expansion is back.
Fire.
Stand in the fire? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
In the fire?
Yeah, it heals you.
Dude, like every once in a while, though, there'd be a boss where you actually had to. Like, you have to stand in the debuff, and you're like, I can't, my brain. No, you literally weren't. That game was not hard.
Well, it's like playing a game of Mario where the coins damage you.
Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be, like, Bowser could, be pretty smart.
There's a game called Default Dan that everything that you're conditioned
to think is good.
Think is good is absolutely horrible.
Like milk deliveries?
Obviously, yeah. Precious milk deliveries. Mask of Madness comes out in Faceless Void. He's level 11, so the big chrono in 20 seconds could be very impactful. A lot of potential right-click damage from this guy. Moderately amplified by the Vengeful Spirit if she's in range, who can go for the Urn of Shadows and benefit from those kills. And we're going to see a smoke play come out. Now, Zeus isn't level 11 yet. That's pretty important because there's a pretty big difference between the 225 damage on 5 heroes and only 350. But still, he's able to pack a punch with the Magic Missile, and maybe Jo finds the opening here. Walking into nearly 4 heroes from what we can see, this could be a dangerous fight for them.
Almost found an illusion, but fortunate for him, I think it ran out before he even saw it, so no spells were baited. He's going to go here. Is the Remnant going to initiate? Jo, yeah, going to go in with it. There's the ultimate, going to get the vision everywhere, and even the Poison Nova going to go out from Cast. Godot the first to drop quickly after the Venomancer. Now Jakiro, Chrissy goes in, will chrono up, Tootie on the Batrider, Batrider down. Can't say whips, they've lost 3. And as they lose, the Rios Rave with that 3-kill advantage, only dropping the Venomancer there, who does actually add a little bit to fuel their push. The free Fortify will go out for the tier 1 here. Does Rave have it in the tank to even get this tower? It looks like they will. I mean, they do have the Venge Aura, but 2 in Wave of Terror, that doesn't really help push towers. That's more so the Vengeance Aura, but they still got it.
Get it one way or another. That's 2 tier 1s for them, making it actually even in towers here at the 16-minute mark. That's not even close to what it should be.
Alive. Wow.
That is insane. Should not be the case at all with these two drafts, but as it stands, Rave take a big win off of that. I mean, they've dropped the gold net worth. It used to be significantly in favor of Can't Say Whips, over 2,000 at the 8.5-minute mark, but now we're here bringing it down to 0 after taking that tower, and even in their favor. Like, that, with this Elder Dragon form, Musica has to take this tier 1. They have a free Fortify to use to glyph it because it is going to be refreshed, but I don't think they're in position to hold it. So if they get this tier 1, they'll have that 1 tower advantage, but they even need the last hit of Musica to finish off his, or get him closer to that BKB. And they don't actually glyph it, so that's a bit of a mistake from Rave, as they do get that freebie. That would have been 5 seconds. Anyways, more important stuff. I was talking about the vision. Though one of those observer wards, the one in the western jungle, has seen absolutely nothing. The one that was in mid got dewarded by a lightning bolt. They placed a sentry ward down to see if there were other sentries in there, but no, it was just the lightning bolt that saw it. And the other one is a very defensive one towards the bottom rune. Still, they'll try to make a play on top, and Ender Spirit, whether directly or just through map sense, is able to catch wind of it and remnant away.
That's just that Jo, man. His Ember Spirit senses were tingling, I'm sure.
Scouting out with the Thunder God's Wrath. Just some cheap harassment, but more importantly, seeing where people are. There was an invisible troll warlord. And then
actually, no harassment because they were smoked. But it does just reveal large sections of the map where heroes were standing, so it definitely gives them the intel.
Indeed. Actually, gonna go for Roche. What do you think about this?
Well, I mean, they know where they all are. They're like, oh, well, they're smoking. The Thunder God's Wrath went out. Rave knows where we are. And maybe they think that Can't Say Whips are playing a little scary, but we see yellow. That's Dragonite throwing out the pings quickly. Roche, though, dying even quicker. Like, Musica pinged up the Roche, telling them to think about it. We see more pings coming in now.
Oh, they're so slow.
Roche is going to die. Yeah, it's just too slow. They deward on the way over, even stopping for the home run derby on that ward. And then Roche goes down at a little over 18 minutes. Immediately, the pings come out to defend that bottom tier 1. Can't Say Whips. One to hold it, but I don't know if they can. I mean, it comes down to a lot of what Batrider can do with his initiation. So far, he's been hard-pressed to find a really good lasso.
Yeah, without Force Staff, I don't think he can do it anymore. Well, I don't know if he could do it originally.
Yeah, I don't know if he ever did it.
All the lassos haven't been great. He got a solo kill on the Venomancer, who solo Nova'd him, so I guess it's a...
That's a pretty big spell to bait, I guess. But
yeah, but it's just... It's lasso. You need the lasso on somebody else. You need it on the Void, you need the Ember, or you're not going to win the fight. We're going to see them push pretty hard into the mid lane here. They still have the Dragon form, but Musica's not pushing with the team. He's farming.
Why don't they use the glyph? I don't get it, Blaze. It's a free glyph. 5 seconds. I mean, it's very small and probably not even... I mean, it's definitely worth it, but it's probably not that big of a deal. But
no such thing as a free meal. You have to press a button, you might get carpal tunnel. I don't know.
It's a real threat, dude.
But anyways, we've got some good momentum behind Rave now. They've got 2,500 in advantage to them. They've got the late game scalability. Like, they might potentially get picked off by like heroes like Dragonite and Batrider in the late game, but as far as raw team fight, as far as what they bring to carry to the late game, they just have
this BKB could be big on Musica.
It has to be. If they don't get a lot of value out of this black bar from the Dragonite, then they will not be able to take this game 10 minutes more. They're just going to be crushed over the hard scaling of these heroes. Ember Spirit, he's got an Aegis, so they have to kill him twice. He's very, very scary when he's got 2 full HP and mana bars. And on top of that, of course, he's moving very quickly towards that Battle Fury.
Yeah, I feel like if we go back to what you said a little earlier, like with this BKB, if Dragonite causes a scene, and then Venge like uses a swap and maybe even in a little bit of a panic mode. Once that swap is used, then Batrider can go in and find that big lasso. But I mean, that's a lot of what ifs and execution that Can't Say Whips is going to have to do perfectly. So it's not going to be the easiest thing for them to pull off, but if they can do it. Also, Troll working towards a BKB, that again is going to be very, very big for them. And well, their push got kind of stifled, so I think they might be falling back on. Let's pick up some BKBs. I mean, Zeus is a problem. Poison Nova probably would be a problem. Bat Rider could probably tell us about it. Let's pick up the BKBs and then try to win a team fight.
Oh, Chrissy, solo kill onto Tootie here. They get the Thunder God's Wrath to help him out. It becomes a duo kill. But yeah, that's a wreck. And BKB recipe is complete. So Void picks up that for the next everything. I mean, the only thing that goes through BKB now is the Flaming Lasso and the Bashes of Troll Warlord, which you're just not seeing at this stage in the game.
Or ever, because they're 10%.
Well, yeah, he attacks fast. Like, if he has some tank, if he gets a BKB of his own, at least he gets a few auto attacks off, and there's a good chance of it. Right now, there's like 0% chance because he only attacks people like once or twice, which obviously is bad math on my part. But nevertheless, Battle Fury comes out, BKB comes out. Like, this is all Rave need to feel confident in the mid game, and I would say they'd feel pretty good if they pick these items up in 30 minutes. To pick them up at 21, they're feeling damn fine about this game.
I think they're like, guys, I don't know if Can't Say Whips watched our last game, because we kind of just did this a few times in a row already today.
I mean, if you think about the bans, right? They banned out the JO, Death Prophet, and Spectre. They banned out some really good JO heroes. Obviously, Rave today are trying out a new strat, and hopefully it doesn't go to their head where they think it's unstoppable. But you know, if it works, it works. And they modify it a little bit because they don't get they ban out the Ogre themselves. So they go with Zeus Veno instead of Puck Ogre, and I guess the Venge was replaced as well. But at the end of the day, they've got a great lineup here. They've got a great response to what CSW have brought, and their towers have survived long enough for them to make use of it.
All right, Rave moving out into enemy territory right now, looking to farm up that jungle, hurting Can't Say Whips over towards the middle lane. I feel like Can't Say Whips is like, all right, you push bottom, we'll push middle. They're just trying to make trades at this point, and well, they are the team losing by about 4,000 gold and about 7,000 experience. So Can't Say Whips, they are behind, so making the trades is going to be great, but I don't know. I mean, have we passed that win condition of how much they need to push by X amount of time?
Yeah, definitely. They have to do something different now. They have to find pickoffs.
Hope Rave screws up.
They have to play late game here at 22 minutes. They have to play the strat where they're at a disadvantage, where their opponents are too strong and how they're out carrying. They have to find easy pickoffs. Rior seems to be a pretty easy one as they've got Blink and Force against him, but if he just blinks away, as he does, he is completely out of trouble, and they're just farming out waves anyways, clearing out all the trees. And, yeah, it's just kind of keeping things under control. But, yeah, Rior has that 2 points on Thunder Gods. Chrissy looking for the solo kill. And he might just find it here, though. Fortunately, Observer Ward will tip them off beforehand. And they're actually pinging it out. They see both the Sentry and the Observer. And they will around. I don't know. They're not sure exactly what they want to do because obviously it's dangerous territory. But the Plague Ward does it for them. At least they clean up the Sentry Ward. And that keeps their vision up at the very least, if not deny. And obviously they know about the ward now, so...
Yeah, they'll probably just Lightning Bolt, Venomancer, Plague Ward it, so it just gets taken out safely. But Blink Force Gem was the pickup here on Bat Rider. He just picked up the gem. BKB came out on Troll Warlord, and I think an item I really like, just that double initiation, maybe force that swap. The Blink Dagger up here on the Dragonite is a really big deal. So with these two BKBs, with those new items, this is a big fight where maybe they can take it and defend at the tier 2, but if they don't win this, things are going to start looking pretty dire for the Radiant and pretty radiant for the Dire.
Well played, sir.
Yes.
Well played.
It's never been done before in the history of casting.
You've mentioned the Blink Dagger on Musica, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So, essentially, right now, who do you initiate on with these things? Like, you want the lasso on
I think you want Venge to
BKB
swap
hero.
somebody, so you probably go forward and stun Jo. Because,
Yeah.
like, Void's not going to chrono that.
And you want the lasso on Chrissy. But then, obviously, you have to worry about the swap, which is only level 1 right now. And you have the Force Staff. Nah, it's just about positioning, it's about timing, but right now the time to strike is Rave going and finding the Earthshaker. Godot gets caught out and will not be able to cast anything but the Fisher. There's the Chrono onto Tootie.
Well, no lasso for that. He's down for 40, no buyback available. They're actually going to catch one more. They'll find Risk with the bolas. Chrissy going forward, has another time walk. Ooh, doesn't need to use it because JO's on it. Double kill for JO here. It's 13-6 at just 25 minutes, and it looks like another tier 2 tower will fall. And at this point, you got a BKB, you got a Maelstrom finished up, going to be delivered to Chrissy. You got Cast with 4 points in the wards. You're maxing your Vengeance Aura next. The damage only gets better percentage based from Ninja Boogie from here on out, from 12 to 36. It's a big boost to the team fight. It's a big boost to your push. Rave about to get a lot stronger in the next 3 Vengeful Spirit levels. And a gem for Rave. Can't say Whip spot the gem first, but they were the losing team when they did it.
It was a different game, dude. It was a different game.
Also a different game.
Yeah, no, the gem was absolutely more imperative for Rave in the previous game, but it doesn't change too much in this game here.
Well, Rave have a built-in gem since level 1, or I guess 3.
Yeah, the Zeus draft, I mean, it definitely has that aspect to it, and they've been using it to pretty good effect. I think they've at least taken down 2 Observer wards in a Sentry with the detection alone, and maybe an extra Observer that I missed. In either case, they've got just so much utility out of the Zeus. They scout with the ultimate, they kill with the ultimate when Void goes in. Now they've got the Yules and the Blink. It's just so difficult to feel confident in your initiations now. And another thing I want to talk about a little while ago, it's the numbers have tweaked a little bit, but the point still stands. Risk doesn't have a mechanism because of his current net worth. You look at the Venomancer, he's at 5,400. You look at the Jakiro, he's at 2,500. Generally speaking, this should not be the tempo of the game. You should have your support Jakiro have a lot more gold. You should have the mechanism, you should be working towards the Yules. Instead, he's not even to the mech. The Veno has a gem, arcanes, and mechanism. So I just feel like there's this huge disparity there where Rave have pulled very far ahead in gold, and CsW can't fight without that mech.
Yep, 7,500 gold for Rave right now at 27 minutes. I mean, not the biggest lead we've ever seen, or a lead that has been insurmounted. 12,000 experience. Now that's getting pretty big at 27 minutes. But again, that graph, I mean, it's further out ahead. It was diminished a little bit less in terms of the rubber band, so you can get that experience back pretty easily if you can win to fight. And it might only take that one lasso that doesn't get interrupted, but will they ever find it? 2D's been like the first target here every single time for Rave. Chrissy usually just brings him down by himself, and if he goes down this time, it's going to be not only his death, losing a couple hundred gold, but also he'll drop the gem, and if Rave recover it, that's another minus 900. So that would just be a devastating blow, I think, to this team that's trying to hold on to this gem, hold on to their side of the map. As you can see, no aggressive wards planted, probably D-ward. This is the only ward on the map right here for the Dire.
Yeah, so a couple items to pick up. The Earthshaker's Blink Dagger is really good. They want to make use of it with the smoke play here. They see the Wave of Terror. Think they're going to go for the play, though. Ooh, that scouting ultimate. JO still doesn't care. He's actually going right out to it. That would be dangerous if the Blink on Earthshaker wasn't canceled out, but in the end, he just immediately remnants after the Sleight of Fist. And no problem. Just,
yeah. I feel like that was his point, right? Just go ahead and Sleight of Fist, disable the Blink. What you gonna do, Earthshaker?
But yeah, so the Blink on the Earthshaker is really good with the level 2 Echo Slam, but I still think Rave have enough responses to deal with it. I mean, they have the Force Staff now on Zeus. This Zeus has Blink, Force, and Yules. If he's playing intelligent,
best build.
Like, you can't kill him, you can't pin him down, and you can't pin his allies down. It's just so much mobility, so much utility. And, of course, the Vengeful Spirit hit level 11 a while back, so Ninja Boogie, he's got the range to make that Swamp Break Lasso, I would say, not 9 times out of 10, but like 7 times out of 10. And,
that's a passing grade.
It is indeed.
I kind of want to just keep my eyes on Rior and watch him Blink, Force, and Yules in a fight, see if he can use them all while maintaining position. We were actually, we went to his perspective a little bit in the first game that I was solo casting just to watch the Zeus plays. So we might do it again here, but we're going to need another team fight. It looks like Can't Say Whip's a little too scared, a bit sheepish down here in their own jungle as they're kind of setting up to maybe dissuade Rave from actually going in and taking the rush, but Chrissy's already in the pit, just kind of chilling, waiting for a cast, I guess, to build up some more Plague Wards, but they'll go back for the rush now. The pinks come out from yellow. That's our Dragonite player thinking about going in here. Tootie, can you bring anyone this far? Is it going to be possible if the swamp is there?
You can't blink with the Plague Ward on that high ground. Really smart usage of the Plague Wards by Cass. Tootie just outside the range might be able to blink in. No, he can Flame Break, but he can't actually get into the pit. This web of Plague Wards. That is so good, and Risk is actually going to get galed up. The Venomancer now in a pretty bad position, but at in the worst case, Rio are forced to ask them to the low ground here as they coordinate. Still, they don't get the Roche for free. It is down to about 25% HP and dropping, but it does
That
take
bottle
some time.
sip earn charge. Chris, you just get in a little pit stop there. They'll throw out the Thunder God's Wrath again. Wouldn't
no
disable
blinks,
any
no
further
blinks.
blinks. Yeah. And it's going to be Aegis over to Jo right now, trying to find some picks, find Tootie. They get him
he
fairly
misses the
low.
chains.
Remnant's going to go forward. He did miss the chains, but he got another Sleight of Fist in about one. Oh, he misses the Sleight of Fist as well. Tootie not able to TP out. Did we mention that Chrissy hits really, really hard?
That is true.
Yeah, not that hard, but I mean, Vengeance around it helps.
So, I have a question for you. When the Earthshaker has 400 gold after having just bought his Blink, Arcane's Embracer, and your Jakiro is just a recipe away from finishing Mechanism, why is he the one buying the wards?
I don't know. I mean, just like he's probably frustrated, dude. Like, I'm just gonna buy the wards. Like, f off. I feel like should be. Maybe for some reason they think like it's already 30 minutes. Is the mech gonna be that big of a deal? I mean, you think you should if you're this close, but you never know what people are thinking, man. Life would be too easy if you knew what people were thinking.
Suppose
Also
that
terrifying.
wisdom.
I would think. Like, whoa, that guy wants to kill me. Like, I should leave.
I don't know if everybody. I don't know if it's a universal issue. I guess with mind reading, you're gonna piss somebody off, but
I have to leave my own birthday party.
Holy shit! How the specific is a scenario?
I know what people think. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, well, apparently it's from the horse's mouth here. This is a first-person POV of mind-reading Helium and
That's me.
some traumatizing past.
Yeah, I don't celebrate birthdays anymore. It's a lot like Raven home. We just don't go there.
Well, there
I
you
don't know.
go.
I'm just making shit up. It's been all
I
night.
hope so. I would certainly hope so. So, Jay gonna be going for his Scotty build-up. Gonna have that very soon. I think he buys out for it. Like, he is only like 300 gold off, maybe closer to 400. I don't know, but he has the Aegis for a while. He gets a ton of durability with the Scotty. I see no reason not to buy it within the next 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, dude. I like the Scotty, man. It's crazy. You apply like such a big area of effect, like, because it procs off the Sleight of Fist. Anything you hit, like 35% movement speed slow and 45 attack speed slow. It's crazy, man.
I already had the Overvenom, so he is good to go. Fairing it out at the moment.
Yeah, so Scotty finished up at 33 minutes. This guy is just progressing so much. Got to reorganize his inventory as he drops this force and the Yules for that efficiency.
Clappa.
Don't want to get the who was it the other day that just kept popping? It was Mushi that was subbing in for Invasion that just kept popping BKB in the middle of nowhere because of inventory.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yep, it happens.
He still won though. He's all good. It's all good in the hood.
Oh, okay.
No, Blink Dagger's disabled. Oh, they also got that intel. No refresher there on the Zeus, but I'm sure he's working for it next. Either Sheepstick or
Oh, look at their
refresher.
HP though. Godot and Risk are gonna have to go back to base. No mech to heal them up.
Getting
for
cleaved
140.
on right there, and the bolas.
No mechanism, no sustain, no holding onto your tier 2s. I'm not sure they could have defended anyways. In fact, I'm very confident they could not. But, all the same, it is very sad. I would actually say the Thunder God's Wrath is a pretty important cooldown, because the way Rior has been using it actually makes it good. Like, usually, like in a pub, you're like, okay, Zeus, just please use your ulti
In a
whenever
pub,
you
Blaze will
damage.
yell at you and tell you when to use your ultimate.
But in this case, I think it is actually, like, his past ultimates have been really good. When they see everybody off the map, they can scout them. When it's a critical time, like Roche is about to die, he can cancel all the Blink Daggers. Now Chrissy being pulled in, swapped out immediately.
Yeah, and there's the Echo Slam, but the Chrono going to go on to everybody here. Chris is going to focus K Phoenix first. Jo is still in there, but I think he had his Flame Guard up for a while. And the bash is onto the backside of that dragon form. He'll go down looking for more, but already that other dragon, the double-headed dragon, very, very far away, just retreating back to base. And this is the last tier 2 going to fall here at 35 minutes. Faceless Void to get that lasted. Aegis still available for about 40 seconds. I don't think Jo is going to be able to die in that time if he even tries to.
Don't underestimate the power.
Yeah, okay, I don't know. I mean, Jo might have the propensity to feed in the next couple seconds, but
But that team fight was excellent.
Shakiro Mac,
from
dude, game
Rave.
salvaged.
Like, CsW actually, for the first time this game, put out a really good initiation. They got a great Echo Slam. They got the lasso on the target they wanted. They got a BKB, Dragon Knight right on the front lines. But at this point, Rave just has too many answers. They answered with the swap. They answered with the Chronosphere after swapping the Void out of the lasso. And at that point, it's just like, what do you do? You're all caught. You're all getting ticked away by this Poison Nova. And it's just so smart that Rave were able to draft this lineup and get that Venge. I was talking about the bans again. The Venge was not there. They didn't ban the critical supports, and I think Vengeful Spirit was definitely the most critical support to have against a Batrider Earthshaker with your Faceless Void Ember Spirit. But they don't pick it. They don't ban it. Ninja Boogie picks up the VS, and he's been doing some work with it. And obviously Rior, teaching us some things with the Zeus here. Actually getting another D-Ward off in the Radiant Jungle.
Yeah. What's it? Is it going Lincoln's?
Doesn't matter. Refresher orb?
Oh yeah. Sorry, refresher's probably the one.
It could be. It definitely could be.
I mean, Lincoln's wouldn't be bad against like further shut down the lasso. It is still that one thing that maybe pushes them off guard and delays them.
Dragon Tail's maxed
finishing
out
this
now
game.
too, so that's a 3 1/4 second stun from Dragon Tail. I definitely think that Lincoln's is the smoother pickup to just roll this game into a 40-minute victory. But refresher is always fun.
Into the bag, so Bristleback can peer into it. I don't know. He's got the best in the bag skit.
It's in there.
It's in there. Check it. Open it up. Tell me that it's not in there. But, all right, we got the smoke up here. Very aggressive for Rave. They look to find the pickoffs, and I think they will. And B going to start things off. A little dangerous to put him first, but the Chrono will just catch Tootie, and Tootie is just like, really? He was so close to freedom. I don't know how much it would have mattered. He does have buyback available. That Earthshaker has buyback available as well. They're going to transition to the middle lane. They ain't got no creeps in the base, but they do have a lot of damage. Or do they have the creeps in the base? Are they taking them back to the fountain? Oh, just kidding. Yeah, there's some creeps. Now the creeps go down. And so will the tower.
2 buybacks forced, tier 3 for free, and no deaths on Rave.
They smoke. They smoke. Can't say Whips is looking for it. This is really their Hail Mary play right now. Can they even find Chrissy? He's got time walk up in 1 second. I would say probably not. I do like the Trolls build, though. This is the build to get. He doesn't go for the Vlads, though. I mean, this was a pushing strategy. How do you not get a Vlads early on? I mean, it doesn't do anything against Zeus, sure, but I still feel like it's a decent item.
Same way you get the Crimson Guard, not the pipe. Oh, Musica jumping in. He went for the blink play, but oh, actually, no, he didn't even have it. Does not put on cooldown, and they swap out Tootie as well. 2 pickoffs. That's a dieback for the Batrider, so both of them down for over 50 seconds here. And that's going to be at least a Rax if they go for the base right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised Can't Say Whips didn't just tap out off of that death right there. I mean, no buybacks for 40 seconds. That's another lane of Rax guaranteed. I mean, look at all the lanes. Like, this one's already in the base. This one might as well be in the base. And bottom lane is, okay, slightly pushed out in favor of Can't Say Whips. The Chrono wants everybody here and a tier 4. And I mean, this is it's like one of his signature heroes. Like this, Timbersaw and Nature's Prophet. That's like what I think of when I see Chrissy play. And there's the GG, well played, putting it to an end. Also Zeus to pick up the watermelon here. So Rave 3-0 on the day in Starladder 11 Southeast Asia. I'm Helium. Follow me on Twitter at HeliumBrother. Blaze here at Blaze Casting, and I believe we've got one more game for you today. I don't know, anything else to say about this one, Blaze?
It was a really good game. I mean, I'm really liking this style from Rave here. They are finding ways to make it so that they can pick greedy, but still manage it efficiently. I mean, the fact that they were able to get such stable lanes this early on was just solid. Again, I'm never sold on a Venomancer in the early game, but the fact that CsW kind of fell apart with their dual lanes really kind of showed it. You mentioned it, the Earthshaker, he kind of seemed a little bit lost. He didn't get a Blink Dagger for a very long time. I think it was like a 30-minute blink on him. And honestly, he didn't give the Batrider that much more either. So it kind of felt like maybe he'd just be better off stacking and pulling, but of course their pull was warded. It was a hard early game for CsW, and they needed it to be immaculate. They needed the perfect tempo. They needed the early tower kills, the early mechanism. They got none of it. Good day, sir. Rave, take it away.
Probably needed the early Vlads, too. And Venomancer, Venomancer, he felt like kind of worthless. Like, I don't think he helped with the push at all, but the couple engagements where he was just stopping Blink Daggers, that was sick.
Oh, yeah,
I think
that was beautiful.
that made the pick worth it. And with that, guys, Stay tuned for more Starladder Season 11. Make sure to buy the ticket, and we'll be back here in just a little bit more, in a little bit for the last game of the day. So do please stick around.